Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 19th of February. Starting off with the FTSE 100, where it's no change, basically. We're stuck basically just above the top of the mid-channel there, 87.30, above that, looking for 9,000 by the end of next month. Worst case is that below 87.30 we head down to the uptrend line from last month, currently around 8,600, but not really anything going on of any significance, even though we are still near record highs. On to the DAX, which has done us proud over the recent past, and here we can see that still stretching for the stars, rising trend channel there for November, top of the channel there, 23,700, and looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the floor of the latest gap there, 22,200, so quite a simple picture there. Onto the Dow, which is still lingering in the same kind of range. We failed at the resistance line there from last month. That's around 44,800. Below that, we've got the risk of a test of the 50-day moving average at 43,700. But as you can see from the RSI, basically stuck in the mid-50s. Nothing much going on there at the moment. On to Bitcoin, where there's also not much going on at the moment, in the sense that we're just between the uptrend line there from November, around 94,000, and the 50-day line at 99,000, and still waiting for an end-of-day close outside those parameters to give us the new steer on what's going on there. The negative, though, is that we've had at least three failures there at RSI 50, so one would, judging by that, one would say that the next level down would be recent support, 2025 support there, near to 90,000. Below that, as a worst-case scenario, the old November support on the way up at 85. But while we're in that range, not really much to say apart from that slight negative bias. Next up is gold, and here you can see that we managed to bounce, actually above where we wanted to bounce. 2870 was the area that we were fearing might have to be tested, but actually we bounced above that, and above 2,900, looking for this market to head up to 3,000, which is the top of that April 2024 rising trend channel. Looking for that perhaps as soon as the end of this month, given the rather precarious geopolitical situation and reports of hoarding of gold as well, doing the rounds. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Blencowe. There's a slightly different angle on the charting position at the moment. We could be in a rising trend channel base. Top of the channel there at around 5.7 pence, but the key here is we need to hold recent support around 3.75 pence, and perhaps also get it back above RSI 50 versus just below that level at the moment. But the positive is that the 50-day line is rising now, hence the rising trend channel there, and the possibility of a lasting turnaround. Onto a stock where Morgan Stanley has seemed to be stake building quite happily at the moment. It hasn't really affected the share price, but we're already up well off the lows from December, around 5 pence. Looks like we're in a mid-move consolidation. We had the unfilled gap to the upside, so this looks like a mid-move consolidation. Initial target here, 11 pence perhaps by the end of this month, and then maybe up to as high as 14 pence, the top of the overall rising trend channel there from the end of 2023. In fact, one could argue it's a little bit higher than that, to make it symmetrical, up to as high as 16. But the key here is that we stay above the rising 50-day line and the gap there around 8 pence. So multiple bounces for the RSI at neutral 50, so it does look as though this is a well-backed technical situation over and above the golden cross that we had last month. On to Conroy, which seems to be enjoying the latest jump in gold. Here you can see that we've recovered the old December support there, so that was around the 2.8 pence level and the 50-day line. Above the 50-day line, looking for the shares to head to the top of that falling trend channel as high as 7 pence by the end of next month. So let's see if the charting works on this occasion. Good candle action there as well, so lots of days with the shares opening at the low, closing at the high, as we are currently at the moment. Moving on to the situation at EDX, where there's been more direct buying reported today. We had our initial target there at 14 pence, which is obviously hit. Next level up is up to 20 pence, perhaps by the end of next month. Big picture target 30, maybe by the end of H1 2025. But the key here, holding above the old resistance there around 12 pence. And the other thing to note is the way that 50 and 200-day lines are both rising. That means when they run up to a golden cross, which should be delivered in the next couple of weeks, we've also had two unfilled gaps to the upside, so a very strong technical situation as well. Moving on to ImmuPharma, and here a nice bounce off the floor of that rising trend channel from October. We were looking for a break of that red line there from back in January, around 4.3 pence above that. Looking at the top of the channel as high as 9 3/4 pence, perhaps as soon as the end of next month. Nice double bounce there off the RSI 50 level. On to Reabold, which has not exactly been the best performer in the recent past, but seems to be changing its spots at the moment. We've got a rising 50-day line. We've broken January resistance there at 0.05. Above that, looking forward 0.075 by the end of next month, and that really would be a result for the bulls. On to a stock where there's never a dull moment, which is Sealand, and here we've got another trend line break situation. The shares breaking that line there from last month around the 2.5 pence level. Above that, we've been looking for the 50-day line around 4 3/4, even if the shares then go back down again. Finishing off with the Valereum, and here the picture is of a rising trend channel in place since April. Floor of the channel around 18 pence. Above that, we're looking for an eventual 34 or 35 pence over the next couple of months. If you're cautious, you wait for an end-of-day close above the 50-day line, currently at 23 pence. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.